All right, we're back in our next mod category. Here are our award winners from the last couple seasons. We got the Agovi transport trailer, which is a great little transport trailer. The problem with it was a bumper hitched trailer. So when I hooked this guy up to like, well, the Ford 350 or anything like that, the weight on the bumper was just immense. So it's kind of a troublesome child. The Cane Low Loader, which is a great little trailer, great little all-rounder. Easier to load than the Agovi because of the way the Agovi just works. But short and small. Also a bumper pull. This season we had three. We had three more trailers to the scene. We have the Goldhofer. We have this Canadian tech thing that is big. And a Caterpillar. Big cat trailer. Now, of these three, I have had the most problems with this Canadian tech trailer. The problems that I usually run into are trying to load and unload tracked equipment. It hits the wheels here, the tracked equipment does. And it starts to cause the trailer to do all kinds of silly stuff. Yeah, to some degree that's probably an accurate attitude for it to have, but it's just a little bit annoying. The deployment of these pieces here, of the ramps, kind of leaves something to be desired as it pushes some trucks, which can be really annoying. However, I can get two large harvesters on here, which can be a huge asset if I'm moving a lot of equipment. Also, I have a pin hitch on the back, so if I'm moving a harvester, I can put its trailer with its header on the back of my trailer. However, doing that is a mighty large trailer. I don't know if that's quite a good idea, but yeah, whatever. Would I use it a lot? Probably not. That leaves us with the Goldhofer and the Cat. I will say that the Cat is sort of it's an interesting case in the way that it's designed, the way that it's shaped. I can get usually, well, you've seen me on the Let's Play with the Goldhofer. I can pile equipment onto the Goldhofer and really get, a good bit of equipment moving on this. The Cat doesn't give me the same confidence. It is a low load, so it's designed to put something down on the lower treads here. For that, it's great. Moving a large harvester like a 770 or 780 TerraTrack, great. It's going to do that. It's going to do that well. It does not have an extra hitch on the back. Neither does the Goldhofer, but then again, these are large pieces of equipment. You really logically wouldn't be putting something else on the back. So this is a nice trailer. The Goldhofer is also a nice trailer, though it is narrow for some harvesters. It is kind of difficult to get a 770 on here unless you really, really aim well. Now the wood along the side can be removed to narrow the trailer, though I don't know why in the world you'd actually want to do that. You can. I do like that the Goldhofer has its own beacons, whereby this one does not. So no beacons on this one. No beacons on this one either. So the Goldhofer kind of gets some points for that. When it comes down to it, the Cane Low Load trailer really takes the cake as the premium small transport trailer. When you get down to it, if you need to transport something small, if you need to transport something with, say, your Ford pickup truck, this is the trailer to do it. It is the perfect trailer. And I like it for that. If you need something larger, now you can get the PJ trailer. In fact, I can pull up the PJ trailer here. It is in baling tech for reasons of, I don't know. The PJ trailer is larger. There it is. Which is great. But I don't know. There's something about this cane trailer. I just really like the cane trailer. I like the way it acts and behaves. The Agovi was always the problem child. The Agovi was a great trailer for transporting equipment, but often a bear to load and often a bear to haul. It comes down to it, if I have to choose between these three here, I have to say I'd probably go with the Goldhofer. So, yeah, I'm going to give an award to the Goldhofer. It's a great trailer. It works well. It is narrow, but you can pile a lot on here and get some good usage out of it. The CTX is just a little bit, it can be a little bit troublesome to use properly. And it's a little bit big. It's a very specific piece of equipment. Maybe moving a mother bin on here, a couple harvesters. That's what it's used for. I don't do that very often. The Cat is a great trailer. There's nothing wrong with the Cat. And I'm going to give the Cat an honorable mention. I'm going to give the CTX... heck, I'll give it an honorable mention as well. So, honorable mention for the Cat and the CTX. They're great trailers. They can haul wide loads. But they just don't have that something that the Goldhofer does. I'm going to give the Goldhofer an award. The Cane is going to keep its award. The Agovi is going to go away. The PJ trailer, I don't remember what happened with it last season, but the PJ trailer is here for reasons. So there we go. An award for the Goldhofer. Stays with the Cane. The Agovi goes away. The CTX and the Cat are honorable mentions. All right. We'll go and find our next mod category. All right, this is an interesting mod category. I only bought pieces of it because I can't fit it all here, and quite honestly, moving it all is a pain in the butt. What category is this? This is the multimodal category. This is a category of mods that, through the use of various pieces, you can do many things. So it's sort of like I can buy this piece and then I need this, so I'll just add this piece on. So we got three things here. We got the swap body trailer and the swap body kit. So it's a trailer and then there's various bodies you can put on it. There's the seed, there's fertilizer, there's fuel, there's transport, whatever. So it is swap body kit. There is the hook lift pack, which has a hook lift trailer, and then there is a, there's two different containers that it can go on, a seed tower and a fertilizer tower. Really allows you to go and plant stuff out at your fields in terms of containers or towers. Then there's the Cat 725. Now there's two different Cat 725s we covered this season. There was the standalone 725 pack, and then there's a 725 out of the Cat pack. This is the one out of the Cat pack. They're really one and the same. I actually, to the most degree, I actually prefer this one. The standalone 725 has wither wheels. This one does not. That allows me to use it with hired workers and with horseplay, because the workers in Courseplay don't give one rat about your field, and we'll just go tooling across your field and destroy it. So there you go. The Cat is a large piece of equipment with a whole bunch of attachments. This happens to be the fertilizer spreading attachment, which is nice. These are really interesting packs, and I like these packs because it allows you to economize your farm. You can say, well, all right, for $20,000, which is the cost of the trailer on the right there, I can get the base trailer and then I just add body kit as I need body kit. The problem with that trailer over there is it's got the articulated front end, which makes it really difficult to maneuver to get it. You have to actually get it underneath and in the proper location for those bodies. You can use the AgriVector front end loader with a barrel weight on the back, and you have to use bale forks, not pallet forks, but bale forks, because they're longer. You can actually lift up the body kit and then set it over the trailer. Here's the thing. I've done that probably 6 times, and 2 out of those 6 times, it wasn't lined up exactly the way it needed to be, and it threw my tractor into space. So just a word to the wise, it's probably best to go ahead and learn how to back that articulated unit. I don't plan on ever doing that, so there you go. The hook lift pack, I like the hook lift pack. It's a simple pack. It works well. It is a little bit more limited than the other two packs in that it only has 3 functions. Filling, like whatever those things are. Dumper, seed, and fertilizer. Those are the 3 things that it does. It doesn't really do anything else. So it is limited, but it is extremely useful. The cat is extremely useful. It's got all kinds of things. It's got fertilizer, it's got slurry, it's got water, it's got dumper, it's got a transporter. So it's very, very useful, but it is very, very expensive and very, very big. So unless you have a big farm, you know, I tried it on the Red Hill farm and I ended up getting rid of it because I found that it was just too big. So it is a very big piece of equipment. I like the features. The features in that Caterpillar are just phenomenal. That you can change seats, you can walk down the ladder. The features are just amazing. That they've done a very good job with that. The hook lift pack works very well. There's nothing really, really wrong other than I hate articulated trailers on that body swap. Of these 3, I'm going to give the award to the cat. By and far, the amount of detail that has been put into that cat is just phenomenal, and it has more functionality than the other 2, so I'm going to give it to that. I will give an honorable mention to the hook lift pack because hook lift pack actually does a really nice job, and it's a really neat piece of equipment. Based purely on the fact that I hate articulated front ends, and I've had 2 space tractors because of other methods, I'm going to give a mention to the body swap trailer and pack. So there you go. Award to the cat, honorable mention to the hook lift pack, mention to the body swap pack. All right, we'll be back with our next category. Kind of a postlude to the multiple category there with the hook lift pack. This Scania is a hook lift truck. And it will work with the hook lift pack. However, it is derp. It is silly. It is, yeah, you see what it's doing right now. So there you go. We did cover this. I didn't like it. It really didn't fit in any category. So there we go. There's a little mention for the, and I would actually, honestly, award-wise, I would just give it a do not bother. Just use the tractor and the trailer for the hook lift pack. It works. So there you go. We'll be back with our next full category. Hello and welcome to the always popular, always painful to do runabout category. We've had a few runabouts this season. Here's the Ford. This is the V1 Ford. This one happens to have the modded engine sound that I've put in there. This is the V1 Ford. This is the winner from, whenever it won. And you've seen me use it quite a bit. This season we had the Hummer. We had a Unimog off of the Giant Award. There's the International Day Cab, the Jeep Wrangler, the Chevy 3500, the Chevy C10, and the 2 V2 Fords. They come as a pack, but, you know, I bought them together. So there you go. All right. This is an interesting and sort of tough category at the same time. Let's go ahead and deal with the trash. Here's the trash right here. The Hummer is literally garbage. Don't even bother. Not to mention it burns through fuel like, well, it just burns through fuel. So don't even bother on the Hummer. The Chevy 3500. I'm going to give it a dishonorable mention. I don't like the fact that the windows are blacked out. Also, if I remember, I believe this is the Chevy. It has an acceleration like nobody's business. And then the brakes are crap. And the fifth wheel doesn't work. So it's like, well, what's the point? So it's very difficult to control driving back and forth because it's like first gear is just a little bit too much. So there you go. I'm going to give that one a dishonorable mention. And you also get out apparently standing on top of it. All right, so that's those ones out of the way. The Chevy C10. It's a fun little truck. I mean, it's an old truck. The interior is rubbish, but it's an old truck. The freaking camera's like all the way back. But the fifth wheel works. It's got a nice bumper hitch. And it, you know, it sort of fits on an older farm. It needs a little bit of TLC here and there. Headlights are kind of weird, but it's not a bad truck. I'd probably give it an honorable mention. It's not terrible, and yeah, there you go, Chevy C10 for you. The International. Let's see if I can get in the right truck. One, I could clip all the way through it, which was just ridiculous. The interior is nice Playboy bunny there, and it had plenty of beacon work. My thing with the International isn't, and this is more knowing this, excessive amounts of chrome can cause some serious performance issues for a lot of people, so that's a problem. Second, okay, that's right there is as low as the camera will go. I cannot look up anymore. So you compare that to, say, the C10 here, where I can go all the way down. I like that. It allows me to see things, especially if I'm going up a hill. I can push the camera back in order to see. You can't do that with the International. The fifth wheel does work, which is good. It does have a pin hitch on the back, which is also good. It is not a terrible vehicle. I would give it an honorable mention. So there you go. Honorable mention for that. The Fords. This is tough. Okay, so one of my big complaints about the original V1 Ford was size. It was too small. These are more the appropriate size. That is true when I stand next to it. However, when you park it next to a combine and it's as big as a combine, okay, that's a problem. I understand what the mod author did. That's fine. Unfortunately, they're too big now. When in comparison to the other equipment, they are a little bit too big. That by itself isn't necessarily a terribly bad thing, though. I can deal with that. My problem is they now barrel roll and flop around like dead fish. That V1 Ford was steady, rock steady when it was driving. You turn at top speed, it was fine. You turn these new ones at top speed, and you're going to go barrel rolling. I don't like that. In fact, I hate that. But the fifth wheel works. So I'm going to give them a mention. I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's an honorable mention. No, it's a mention. Because the behavior when driving is so atrocious. I hate that. It ruins the experience for me. The size is slightly an issue, but I'm willing to overlook the size if the behavior of the vehicle on the ground and the acceleration, actually. The acceleration is a little bit much on these guys. If that was corrected, we'd have ourselves a good vehicle. But as it stands, I'm just going to give them a mention. Shocking, isn't it? Okay, so that leaves us with two. We've got the Jeep and the Unimog. Let's go with the Jeep. The Jeep is undersized, but undersized in the same way as the V1 Ford, which means I'm not going to say much more than that, because otherwise I'll end up with too big of a truck. The Jeep has good behavior, nice ball hitch on the back. It's a fun little vehicle. Doesn't misbehave, doesn't really act silly. And when you think about it, when I'm thinking farm truck or just runabout truck, I'm thinking either a pickup truck, maybe with a fifth wheel, or something like this. Something that I can go out and check my cows, maybe go out when it's flooding and check on my animals or my fields or something like that. I'm thinking something like this. So it's a neat little vehicle. Does it deserve an award? That I don't know yet. We're going to come back to that. But it is a very good vehicle. I do like it. The Unimog. Now this Unimog, as you guys have informed me many times, is a multiplayer Unimog, meaning 2 people can get in this vehicle. So I can be in here, and then if I'm in a multiplayer game, somebody else can get in the vehicle with me. It has all kinds of interesting things. N and M can take off the hydraulic system. When I take off the rear hydraulic, I get the body type there. Z will let me change to the higher body type, meaning I can get more capacity in there. So that's very good for multi-purpose. And of course, with the hydraulics on there, I can use it like a tractor, which is also nice. When I'm inside, there's buttons for beacon, for hazards, nice buttons. I can roll down windows, and they behave as I would expect them to. I can look back here, and I can open up this back window. So there's a lot of in-cab abilities in this particular Unimog. And it is a decent little vehicle, and it will do a very good job. My problem with it is you really don't see them in the United States. Now, many of you are European and you see these. That's great. But here in the US, we don't see them. So compare it to the F1 350 here. We see 350s, we don't see Unimogs. Which ones would I pick? I don't know, actually. I don't know. What I think I'm going to say here is... So he gave a dishonorable mention to the Ford. Did I give a dishonorable mention? No, I gave a mention to the Fords because they're mentionable. A dishonorable mention to the Chevy there. A don't bother to the Hummer. An honorable mention to the International. Honorable mention to the C10. I think we're going to have to split this one 3 ways. I know a lot of you don't like the V1 F350, but after seeing the V2, I like the V1 F350 a lot better. I'm going to split this category 3 ways, so it's a 3-way award winner. The F350 V1, the Unimog, and the Jeep. I know a lot of you don't like that, but oh well, it's my show anyway. All right, we'll be back with another mod category. Welcome to Battletech. All right, our winners from last season were the Mikhail Round Baler and the Big Bale Pack. Both of them were very decent, good packs. They had a lot of extra goodies. They were neat. They were going to be difficult to overcome in terms of numbers. They're really neat. So we had a bunch of different things. Yeah, a bunch of different things. Let's start with this catch trailer. I put it here because it really is... It's an auto-loading trailer, much like the Transport Professionals trailer, which is good. But it doesn't load everything, but neither do the Transport Professionals. I like it. I hate doing loading and unloading of bales, especially because they are some of the worst physics in the game. But at the same time, you kind of have to practice to make perfect. Sort of the way it works. So it's a neat trailer. I like it. If you do a lot of round bales, then definitely worthwhile. If you do a lot of wool pallets, worthwhile. If you do normal size bales, worthwhile. If you do the small bales or the large bales off that Massey Ferguson, this will not work. Okay, so just be aware of that. But other than that, it's a nice trailer and it works well for what it does. This is a round bale attachment. It came from the Giant Mod contest. I don't like it. It spawns in like this. You have to do all kinds of silly stuff to get it to straighten out. Yeah. This yellow thing here attaches to your front loader and allows you to pick up bales. It allows you to pick up just about every kind of bale there is, which is awesome. I really, really think that's neat. It's heavy. It is a heavy piece of equipment. So you definitely want to make sure you can use it. It is not telehandler equipped. You cannot hook it up to your telehandler. You can mod it to allow telehandler use, which is when it will actually be useful. As it stands, it's not so useful. Just the way it is. This New Holland, this is a small baler. It is neat because it actually has the ability, you can actually open this door thing back here, right back there. And I think it's neat. It does a great job. It creates mini bales. It does the same thing as the other mini balers that we've covered already. But it's a New Holland. For those of you that want New Holland, I mean, that's really what I got to say. It does have that extra feature of that opening door area there. There is some question about whether you might have to replace string as you go along, so there might be that. I put this McHale back out here because I covered it. Thing is, after I downloaded it and after I cut the video, it disappeared off the giant contest. You might be able to find it on LS 2013 or Games Modding or something like that. It worked. I don't know why it was taken down. I don't know what might have been going on in the background, but it worked. It wrapped bales. It wrapped any size bale and it made it into the same size bale, but the volume maintained. So your volume was always the same. So it worked. Just disappeared, and I don't know why it disappeared. All right, so there we go. That's really it for baling. So what are we going to do? Well, don't bother. It's for one round bale, and quite honestly, there's no reason. Don't bother. When this Rambo thing is modded to work with a telehandler, it becomes useful. I'm going to give it a mention. It's useful, but there's still a limit to its usefulness, just by nature of what it is. I mean, you just drop it down on top of a bale, hit the button, it collects the bale, and then when you get to the next bale, you have to line it up and get everybody sorted and all that. Feels like more work than it's worth, but if you want one of these things, there you go. So what did I say? Mention. Mention. The McHale. If you can find the McHale, I'll give it an honorable mention. If you can find it. If you can't find it, I don't know what to tell you. As usual, there will be a spreadsheet at the end of the final episode. This one will not have a link because I don't know it, unless I can find it. I will go look, but if I can't find it, then I'll just leave it blank, and you guys will have to find it and tell each other where to find it. The New Holland, it's a great little small baler, but it does the same thing the other small balers do. I give it an honorable mention. Yeah, that's what it'll get, honorable mention. The cat trailer, I'm also going to give it an honorable mention. Does the job. Quite honestly, you can just do it by hand, probably a little bit quicker once you learn how to deal with it. Even if not, you know, it's just a standard flatbed. So there you go. So the Extreme Baling Pack and the McHale Baling Pack, those both maintain their awards. Don't bother for that bale fork thing. A mention for the Rambo. Honorable mention for the New Holland, the McHale, and the cat. There you go. We'll be back with our next mod category.